Welcome, everyone, to Episode 3 of our Public Speaking Mastery series. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful tools in your public speaking arsenal: storytelling. Whether you're a student stepping up to the podium for the first time, or a seasoned professional aiming to captivate boardroom audiences, understanding the art of storytelling is key to forging genuine connections, influencing opinions, and inspiring action. From time immemorial, human beings have communicated through stories. Long before the advent of modern technology, our ancestors sat together around flickering campfires, passing down traditions, morals, and lessons through tales that intertwined imagination with reality. These narratives not only entertained, but also educated, bound communities, and preserved cultural identities. Today, in our fast-paced, information-saturated world, the power of a well-told story remains undiminished. It is the thread that ties our shared experiences, helping us understand complex ideas and emotions in a way that facts and figures simply cannot. Consider for a moment the last time you were truly moved by a speaker. Chances are, they weren't just reciting statistics or listing bullet points. They were telling a story. It might have been a personal anecdote of overcoming adversity, a narrative illustrating the impact of a breakthrough idea, or even a humorous tale that lightened the mood while delivering a serious message. That is the magic of storytelling. It transforms abstract ideas into tangible, relatable experiences. It takes the mundane and turns it into something memorable, engaging, and impactful. Why do you think storytelling matters in public speaking? Storytelling is not merely a stylistic choice. It is an essential component of effective communication. When you incorporate storytelling into your speeches, you achieve several critical objectives. 1. Capturing attention. In today's era of shortened attention spans, the ability to hook your audience from the very first moment is paramount. A compelling story does just that, drawing listeners in and holding their interest as they follow along with your narrative. 2. Building emotional connections. Facts and figures can inform, but stories have the power to move. By weaving personal experiences, emotions, and vivid imagery into your narrative, you create a bond with your audience that makes your message resonate on a deeper level. 3. Enhancing recall. Our brains are wired to remember stories far better than isolated pieces of data. When you deliver your message through a memorable narrative, your audience is more likely to recall it long after your talk has ended. 4. Simplifying complex ideas. Stories break down intricate concepts into relatable, digestible pieces. They allow you to illustrate abstract ideas through concrete examples, making it easier for your audience to grasp and apply the information. 5. Encouraging engagement. A well-crafted story invites interaction. Whether it's through reflection, laughter, or even a few tears, stories stimulate an emotional response that fosters a sense of shared experience and community among your listeners. 6. Driving action. Ultimately, the goal of any public speaking engagement is to inspire your audience to think, feel, or act differently. By connecting on an emotional level through storytelling, you make your call to action far more compelling and persuasive. Every story told has a brief historical perspective. To appreciate the full impact of storytelling, it helps to look back at its roots. Ancient cultures, from the Greeks with their epic poems to the indigenous peoples of North America with their rich oral traditions, recognized the intrinsic value of a well-told story. These narratives were more than just entertainment. They were the vehicles for passing down wisdom, moral values, and societal norms from generation to generation. Today, while our mediums have evolved, from oral recitations to digital platforms, the fundamental human need for stories remains constant. Throughout history, leaders and innovators have leveraged storytelling to rally support and effect change. Think of Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech, where his vision for a better future was not conveyed through statistics alone, but through vivid imagery and compelling personal narratives that resonated with millions. Or consider Steve Jobs, who used storytelling to transform Apple from a struggling company into a global icon. In both cases, the narrative was the catalyst that turned abstract ideas into a shared vision. Now that we've discussed why storytelling is so important, let's explore practical techniques to craft and deliver a compelling narrative. These techniques will help you ensure that your stories are well-structured, but also resonant and engaging. 1. Know your audience. Before you can tell an effective story, you need to understand who you are speaking to. Consider the following: demographics and background. Are your listeners students just beginning their careers? Or are they seasoned professionals who appreciate data and real-world case studies? Tailor your narrative to address their specific experiences and expectations. Interests and needs. What challenges does your audience face? What are their aspirations? By aligning your story with their needs, you can ensure that your message hits home. Interactive exercise. Take a moment now to jot down a few key characteristics of your audience. Think about what challenges they might be facing and how your story can address those challenges. 2. Structure your story effectively. A well-structured story has a clear beginning, middle, and end. Here's a common structure you can follow. Beginning. Set the stage by introducing the context and characters. Create intrigue by posing a question or hinting at a conflict. Middle. Develop the narrative by describing the journey or challenge. Highlight key moments that add tension and deepen the audience's emotional engagement. End. Conclude with a resolution that not only answers the initial question, but also reinforces the lesson or call to action. Example tip. Imagine you're presenting on overcoming career setbacks. Start with a relatable incident, perhaps an early career failure. Then describe the obstacles you faced, and finally, share how you turned the situation around. This not only captures attention, but also leaves your audience with a powerful takeaway. 3. Develop authentic characters. Characters are the lifeblood of any story. Whether you're using your own experiences or drawing on anecdotes from others, developing authentic characters is key. Relatability. Ensure that your characters are relatable. They should have strengths, weaknesses, and a journey that mirrors common human experiences. Detailing. Use descriptive language to paint a vivid picture. Describe facial expressions, emotions, and even subtle behaviors that bring the character to life. Growth arc. Highlight how the character evolves over time. This progression is often what resonates most with an audience, as it mirrors the journey many of us experience in our own lives. Interactive exercise. Think of a character from your own life or a well-known public figure whose journey resonates with you. Write down 3 key attributes that make this character relatable. Pause for 10 seconds. 4. Incorporate conflict and tension. A story without conflict can feel flat and unengaging. Conflict creates tension, and tension compels your audience to care about the outcome. Here are some tips. Introduce obstacles. Every great story features obstacles. These can be internal struggles, external challenges, or a mix of both. Highlight the struggle. Don't shy away from the hardships. The more genuine the portrayal of conflict, the more impactful the eventual resolution. Build suspense. Use pacing strategically. Allow moments of calm before a sudden twist or escalation in the conflict. This not only keeps your audience on their toes, but also makes the resolution more satisfying. 5. Use vivid imagery and sensory details. Powerful story engages all the senses. When you use vivid imagery, your audience is transported into the scene. Descriptive language. Use adjectives and metaphors that evoke strong images. Instead of saying, "I was nervous," you might say, "My hands trembled like leaves in a storm." Sensory engagement. Describe sounds, smells, and textures. This multisensory approach makes your narrative immersive and memorable. The beginning of your story is critical. It's your chance to grab attention. Here are 3 powerful ways to start your story. Start with a question. Engage the audience's curiosity. Have you ever wondered why some people captivate an audience effortlessly? Use a vivid description. Paint a picture with words. It was a cold winter morning, and I was standing in front of 500 people. Open with a shocking fact or quote. The human brain retains stories 22 times better than facts. That's why we're here today. Developing a powerful middle section. A checklist. Raise the stakes, build tension, keep the audience invested. The middle of your story is where the magic happens. Keep your audience engaged by introducing conflict or challenge. A struggle makes a story compelling. Share a setback or an obstacle. Building emotional connection. Use emotions to make your story relatable. Was it frustrating, inspiring, scary? Adding details, but keeping it concise. Too much detail can bore the audience. Stick to what's necessary. Closing with a lasting impact. Delivering a powerful closing statement. Leave the audience with a powerful takeaway. A strong ending is what makes your story unforgettable. Try these techniques. 1. Tie back to the beginning. Bring your story full circle by linking back to your opening. 2. Deliver a call to action. Inspire the audience to take action based on your story's lesson. 3. End with a thought-provoking question or quote. What story will you tell the world today? Now it's your turn. Think of a personal experience and apply the 3-act structure. Write it down in 3 simple sentences. Beginning. Introduce the setting and characters. Middle. Describe the conflict or challenge. End. Deliver the resolution or lesson. Let's go! Once you have your 3-sentence story, try expanding it into a 60-second narrative. This is a great way to practice structuring your stories. Delivering your story with emotion and impact. Emotion makes stories unforgettable. A well-structured story is powerful, but how you deliver it makes the real impact. Your voice, expressions, and energy bring your story to life. Let's explore how to deliver your story with emotion and impact. The role of emotion in storytelling. A speaker using gestures and facial expressions to enhance a story. An emotional reaction from an engaged audience member. Emotion connects your audience to your message. If you want your story to be remembered, evoke emotions that resonate. Here's why emotion is crucial in storytelling. 1. Builds connection. People relate to emotions more than facts. 2. Enhances retention. Emotional moments make stories stick in the audience's mind. 3. Drives engagement. A passionate delivery keeps people listening. 4. Creates a lasting impression. Emotion makes your message unforgettable. Mastering vocal variety for impact. Your voice is one of the most powerful storytelling tools. Use it to enhance emotion and engagement. Master vocal variety with these techniques. 1. Adjust your tone. Match your tone to the emotion, excited, serious, or suspenseful. 2. Use pauses strategically. A well-timed pause builds anticipation and lets key points sink in. 3. Vary your pace. Speed up during excitement. Slow down for dramatic moments. 4. Project your voice. Confidence comes from a strong, clear voice. Don't mumble. Using facial expressions and body language. Your facial expressions and body language amplify your story's impact. Here's how to use them effectively. 1. Make eye contact. Engage individual audience members to build connection. 2. Use natural gestures. Let your hands emphasize key moments. Don't keep them stiff. 3. Express emotion visibly. Your face should reflect the emotions in your story. 4. Move with purpose. Walk the stage intentionally, not aimlessly. Movement adds energy. Balancing authenticity and performance. A great story doesn't feel rehearsed, it feels real. Balance performance with authenticity. See, here's how to maintain authenticity while delivering with impact. 1. Speak from experience. Use real emotions and memories to enhance delivery. 2. Avoid overacting. Dramatic delivery works, but forced emotions feel fake. 3. Engage naturally. Interact with your audience like it's a conversation, not a monologue. 4. Believe in your story. Your passion should shine through. It makes all the difference. Now, let's practice. Read this sentence out loud in 3 different ways. Excited. This is the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me. Sad. I never thought I would experience something like this. Suspenseful. And then, everything changed. Try your emotional deliveries now. Feel the difference? Emotion transforms a simple sentence into something impactful. Keep practicing to make emotional delivery second nature. mastering the final impact, concluding your story effectively with a powerful closing statement. A great story deserves a strong ending. You've captured attention and engaged your audience. Now it's time to leave them with a lasting impression. A strong conclusion is what makes your story unforgettable. Let's explore how to end your story with impact. Your conclusion is the last thing your audience will hear, so it needs to be clear, meaningful, and memorable. Here's why a strong ending is essential. 1. Brings closure. A well-structured ending ties everything together and signals completion. 2. Leaves a lasting impression. People remember the final moments of a speech the most. 3. Encourages action or reflection. A powerful conclusion can inspire or motivate your audience. 4. Strengthens your message. Your ending reinforces the key takeaway from your story. Not all conclusions are created equal. Here are 4 techniques to craft a strong ending. 1. Call back to your opening. Bring your story full circle by linking back to how you started. 2. End with a thought-provoking question. Leave your audience thinking with a compelling question. 3. Deliver a strong quote or message. A powerful quote or message reinforces your main point. 4. Encourage action. If your story has a lesson, challenge your audience to apply it. Many speakers lose their impact by ending weakly. Avoid these common mistakes. 1. Ending abruptly. Plan your conclusion. Don't just stop talking suddenly. 2. Dragging on too long. Keep it concise. A strong ending doesn't need to be lengthy. 3. Introducing new ideas. Your conclusion should reinforce, not introduce new points. 4. Lack of confidence. End with conviction. Your delivery matters. Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into storytelling. Take the time to practice the reflective exercises provided, record your own sessions, and engage with feedback from your peers. Keep practicing and see you in the next episode.